Welcome too late to the show. I'm your host, Prophet74. Today, I got something. I got a new Origin, but it's not just any Origin. It's the EVO15-S. I got it more souped up actually. The last one was a little bit weaker. This one has a better video card, more memory, and additional stuff. So let's bring it out. I opened it up. Of course, when you order one of these, they give you a shirt, a poster, and they give you this little slip where you can slide this whole thing in here, which is real nice. Now, on top of that, they do give you a big, large mouse pad too also, which is a plus. It wasn't there before, which is great. And once in a while, they do give you some games, you know, some little codes here and there, so you could actually play your stuff and have fun and right off the bat. Now, when you purchase this, you can purchase this with other items. The more items you add to it, the more expensive it gets. So just remember that it's good as it is. When it comes out of the box, it's ready to go. Now, this one has a 1070 video card built in here. It has 64 gigs of memory. It has 1 terabyte M.2, and it has an additional hard drive, 2 terabytes hard drive, which is not that bad. So on top of that, I like the whole system itself. On the side of it, you're gonna find two 3.0 USBs. They have the micro, the other new additional USB here, and they have two display or Thunderbolt connections, you would say. One HDMI and then the power source. Now the difference between the old one and this one is just the power source was a pain in the ass. It was on the front, and I was disconnecting every time I was moving my mouse. Didn't like that fact of that stuff, so they moved it. It's really good. Now on the other side, it has the NIC card, and of course it's very flat. The surface itself is pretty flat, so it's not going to be that big deal. They give you another additional 3.0 USB, and they give you another card slot for micro cards, SD cards, and all sorts of cards. It fits in here, and right below it they give you an actual connection for a micro card. It's for your wireless connection, your phone connection. So if you want to make this a wireless device, you can buy services from AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and just slip in your card in here and you're ready to go. Now on top of that, they give you a headset connection and also a mic input. On top of that, it's a pretty large screen. If you notice, it's almost 17-inch screen. It all lights up. In fact, I'm gonna turn it on here so you guys can see how it works. All the colors are fancy smashy. It's all rainbow. It's RGB. They're all running pretty good. It all lights up right now. Comes with the Origin controller. The mouse pad itself is really neat. It has another sensor right here. This is pretty much an awesome little sensor too. Also, you could program it for all sorts of things. So if you're playing some games, you can always go back in there. Now, the great thing about it, they give you some warranty on it. You could buy additional warranty on it. On top of that, all the light itself, it comes with a little bundle of applications in here. You could add your Windows Pro, or you could add Windows Home. This one's actually Pro. It costs another $35 additional on top of it. Overall, this is $2,500. I mean, I think it was $2,300 plus tax. It was around close to $2,500. Nice machine. Gaming ready. It has, like I said, comes with a 1070 video card, ready to go. It's very slim, really slim. It's a little noisy sometimes here and there, but other than that, it's one of the best systems I have got. It's aluminum base. It's really heavy machine. Aluminum on the bottom. It's plastic on the top. Pretty much plastic on the top. Actually, no, it's aluminum on the top too. It just feels like plasticky, but it's not. It's actually aluminum. So rugged itself, I haven't dropped them. I don't know. You know, I had an issue with one of these when I first purchased one. The keyboard kind of messed up on me, and they were really great. They actually sent me a keyboard a couple of days after, and I was ready to go set it up. Very simple to take apart and put it together. Now we're gonna open it up here and see how everything fits in here, and I'm gonna bring that camera over. And if you have any questions on buying a machine, a gaming machine, guarantee you this is an awesome buy, man. It's an Origin machine. They give you a lot of great support, a lot of additional stuff. They're not sponsoring me at all, but I'm buying these machines because I'm using them for more like BIM directors, three-dimensional programming. Great, awesome machine. So let me bring that camera in so we can open this sucker up and see what's in under the hood. So The machine is very simple. It has a lot of vents on the bottom. It's pretty much like a narrow kind of thing. All the vents are pointing up to the back. It has vents on the back, a lot of vents in here in the back. It's really simple. I actually cover this because it has a serial number here, and it works if you call it in. You could replace parts, you could do all sorts of things because of the warranty. So that's the only reason I cover this, for your discrete purpose, for my discrete purposes. So let's go ahead and start opening these up. Right now there's a little picture here that tells you that this is for the keyboard, this one's for the keyboard. Once you remove all the screws, this thing just pops out pretty much. Now under the hood, we're gonna go review a couple of things under the hood. Let me put it right, make sure it's in there. So I'm gonna lift this up a little bit, just a tiny bit. I'm gonna put something under it so you guys can see a little bit more of it and see if the light actually reflects. So right now, let me see, right there we go. So this is very simple. Very simple. This is the M.2 hard drive, and right now we have 512 gigs on it. I do have a terabyte on the other one. This is one of them I purchased. The battery is pretty large. It takes mostly of the space right here in this particular area. It's pretty thick. It takes all the thickness of the whole system itself. Now this is the hard drive that I was talking about, the mechanical drive here. It's a 2.3 hard drive, 2 terabytes on it, which I transfer mostly all the gaming and all that stuff in here. I run the OS out of the M.2. Has the crucial memory in here. This is 16 and 16, of course, you know, make it 32. The crucial memory goes in here. You guys could buy additional 64. There's no other slots. These are the only 2 slots you have in here in favor. You have a space for the hard drive. You can always replace this hard drive, like I said. This was for your NIC card, your wireless devices here. You could also upgrade this device here itself. If they change it through the future, you can always buy it here. Here's your slim connection for your actual card for your wireless devices. If you have a phone card, you could put it in here. This is the slot it belongs to. Now the motherboard CPU is in the center. We have all these 3 fans, which is big addition here. This to cool down the video card. This one cools down the CPU card. Now they all work constantly, transferring rate. This is coated, of course. It's coated, but it's copper built in here, and it's all coated. The fans are really slim. They're one of the slimmest fans I've seen. They all seem like it's connected nice and neat. Now they make these off whatever you ask them to, and of course they're not very difficult to make if they have all the parts together, and every time you add certain things, you could come back here and upgrade it yourself. The only thing you cannot upgrade is the video card, of course. Go upgrade the memory, you go upgrade the hard drives, both of the hard drives, and you go even buy an additional battery and replace this one after a couple years, or maybe it's draining. Now there's not that much slot information space in here. The speakers are on the other side. They're not going to be built in this area, of course. The cooling system is similar to the one in the CPU. They have vents. They come in through the top, and they cool out through the bottom, the back. They pull out in the back. Let me see if I can move it here in the back. So the back ventilations are right here, and you can see the actual radiators on here. There's 1, 2, and 3 radiators that are connecting. Now the great thing about these is very simple. They make it easy for you to upgrade. On the older version of it, there was not that much you can do. I mean, it was all covered. Everything was pretty much, you had to take everything apart. And of course, that was a pain in the ass for people that want a simple upgrade, you know? You have to send it in, have them replace it, or if you move certain screws, you remove the warranty on it, you void the warranty. Now on here, they have a couple slots. They even tell you that this is a USB connection for the actual hard drive. That's how it's connected in the system. Now, on top of this, the only thing I would ask you if you ever want to upgrade it would be probably the hard drive and the memory to have a better system, and maybe buy a larger hard drive too, a 2.3 hard drive later down the line, and replace it. These are the replaceable things that you could always add to it and always come back to it. So this is a great gaming system. It has a lot. It heats up a lot. Just make sure that when it's heating up that you remove certain things, or you give it some spacing, because it's sucking air and it's pulling it out. So you want to make sure that you have that, nothing an obstacle, nothing's in the front of it, nothing's in the back of it, everything's away from it. It's sucking the air, it's pulling it out. And just make sure that you have a cool environment, because when you're playing games on it and it starts overheating, you're gonna hear the fans. You're gonna constantly hear fans. So if you're playing on some of the games, I don't recommend you using the mic on the system, because you'll hear the fans. People are gonna hear those fans when you want to communicate with them. So one of those things that you want to do is maybe get a separate mic and start playing with them. Other connections that you can see here, they're visible. These are the audios and the mic, and of course you have here a USB 3.0. Here's the NIC card connection. Of course, on the other part of the NIC card connection that I was talking about, it has this little slot here, that drops, that makes it slim. The profile is a little, the profile is very slim, so it wants to keep it slim. The NIC card actually drops. So this is part of the back of it and what needs to be secured. And for if you drop it, certain things have to be extra secure. Like this is the hard drive part. This is for this part right here, of course. And then you have these connections that give it a space to suck in the air, because if it completely touches the metal itself, air wouldn't be ever to flow in here. So they have an extra spacing in here. Other than that, to remove the backing is very simple. Just remove all the screws and pops out. Simple as that. No up slide, no down slide. It just pops up directly. Now all the screws here itself are set up to be connected properly, so make sure you know what screws. Now all the screws that are in the back of the system, they're all the same. They're all the same screws, so you're not gonna have a problem if you mix them up or mix and match. Other than that, battery, hard drive, memory, and this part is very crucial. Video card, CPU, ready to go. All this is awesome little connection, great system to have. I'm very pleased with these computers. For gaming wise, you don't need to buy any additional video cards. It's all built in there, and for the price, it's very good. It's actually cheaper than the desktop now these days. Now that the desktops are overwhelmed with video cards are selling like more than these machines sometimes, it's a good option to have. Just, you know, go and play. If you can't afford a desktop, maybe you could afford a laptop. Great option to have. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm your host, Prophet74, out.